freshman lawmaker Senator Grant Hauschild has wasted no time since winning the election to the Iron Range's Senate District 3. With strong bipartisan support, a bill he authored to extend unemployment benefits to some workers in the iron ore mining industry has already passed the Senate.
Part of the story as well is you've got a couple billionaires fighting with each other. You've got the mining company and you've got the trust that owns the mineral leases, and I think that played into the decision as to why this mine was chosen to close. I think part of that is unfortunate. It is also mentioned that these employees got caught in the crosshairs of what's happening, and that's absolutely unfortunate, and we are doing the right thing today to help these miners out.
Just a few numbers, just so people understand the scale of what folks in Babbitt and Silver Bay are going through. The population of the city of Babbitt is 1,385. The population of Silver Bay is 1,858. And added together, that's slightly over 3,000 people in those two cities where this mine and the processing plant are located, which means that anywhere between 410 and 490, depending on who's been called back and who's been laid off, are out of work.
When I was running for this office and this layoff and idling occurred, you could feel the anxiety in our communities. For those of you on the committees that this bill came before, you heard from the mayor of Silver Bay talk about the impact, not just on the communities and the mine workers themselves, but our schools, our hospitals. You also heard from the chamber, a local chamber president in our region, talk about the impact on businesses. You heard from a steel worker talking about the perspective from labor and miners about what this does to our workforce and to our workers and their families. And lastly, you heard from a retired North Shore miner who has family members who are part of this layoff. It is really important that we pass this piece of legislation to give that piece of hope to our miners in the Iron Range.
Senator Grant Hauschild now joins me in the studio. Welcome.
Thanks so much for having me.
As you and others said on the floor, if this bill passes the House and the governor signs it into law, it will do a lot for the impacted communities on the Iron Range. This unemployment extension is not a first, as you yourself have said, and perhaps will not be the last. Is an extension of unemployment benefits simply a Band-Aid at this time?
It's not, and I'll tell you why. First and foremost, in previous mining layoffs, it has usually been due to some global headwinds in the steel industry. In this particular case, we're dealing with demands for pellets for Cleveland Cliffs. And in the North Shore mine, they have a really high quality pellet that can go into complexities there, but basically the demand for those high quality pellets is a little bit lower right now. We've been told by Cleveland Cliffs that they will hopefully be reopening in April, and so this extension was really a lifeline to these workers to make sure they stay in their local communities and that they can get back to work in the area that they're proud to work in.
Minnesota is a large and diverse state, and of course the Iron Range is very unique and an incredibly important part of our state. Mining is a volatile industry, mining at large. Is the volatility piece simply a part of the industry, maybe not in this particular case, but in a broader case? Is there anything that can be done to make mining jobs more stable? And just a bigger picture, what is your vision for your region?
Yeah, so here's what I'll say. There is some volatility in the mining industry, but we know that demand for steel and rare earth minerals is only going to increase, especially as we continue looking at the green economy. My vision for our region is to look at technologies like iron air batteries, solar. We know that Helion is in Mountain Iron on the Iron Range producing solar panels. We have a lot of opportunities to use the unique minerals and mining that we have in northeastern Minnesota to really advance those technologies and to put them right in our region because of the access to those minerals. So I look forward to advancing those different technologies and using the IRRB to invest in those types of things and hopefully state investments as well.
You've taken over the seat for Senator Tom Bach, who is a former DFL majority and minority leader. He was an independent caucus towards the end there. The Iron Range used to be a DFL stronghold, but it appears that that has changed over the last few years. And your election was very close. How has your district changed in recent years?
Well, let's not forget that it wasn't that long ago that the Minnesota GOP was talking about a red wave across the Iron Range, and that just didn't happen. The reason that didn't happen is because we were talking directly to voters and talking about sort of staying out of the extremes, staying out of that nonsense that we see in our politics too much these days, and focusing on the bread and butter issues that matter to our families, to our workers, and to our future children. And that was really my focus, and I think that resonated with people, this idea that we don't want a one-party-fits-all type of mentality. And my district isn't just the Iron Range. It's the North Shore. I live in Hermantown, where I was a city councilor. It's a diverse and very large district that has different interests. And so we just made sure to communicate to all of those different regions and talk about the issues that mattered.
You have a variety of professional experience in your background. What compelled you to take this moment to run for the Senate?
When I was a city councilor in Hermantown, I was advocating for my community at the state level on things like local government aid that would help us hire more cops on our streets. I was advocating for bonding projects that would help with a community recreation initiative in my community. And then that gridlock happened, the stop, and nothing was getting done. And so right around that time, my predecessor announced that he'd be retiring. And a lot of people came to me and said, you did a lot of advocacy for our community on these sort of state level issues. We think you'd be a great senator. And so I looked around and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a go. And it worked out, and now we're doing the good work for our district.
You have a seat on the tax committee. And one of the issues that you ran on, according to your campaign website, was the elimination of state taxation on Social Security. Hearings on that topic are already underway. Do you personally favor a complete exemption or a partial exemption so that, the high earners are still paying some? And then would the state need to make up that revenue someplace else?
I do support a full elimination of the tax on Social Security, but I also want to add that we added in a public pension for our cops and firefighters and some of our public employees. So we got to make sure that there's equitable reductions in taxes for both of those Social Security and public pensions that don't have access to Social Security. I will say that I don't think we need additional revenue. We know that we have, almost an $18 billion surplus. Some of that is one-time money, but a substantial amount, of around $5 to $6 billion, is ongoing. And so there is room for us to provide this relief for our seniors, keep them in Minnesota, keep them spending in our state, and calling this place home for the rest of their lives. So I look forward to advancing that legislation in the state Senate.
The cost of health care strains many family budgets, and you work for a foundation that raises money for people who are struggling to afford the health care that they need. As a new lawmaker, as someone who's worked with patients and with fundraising, how would you like to see the issue of high prescription drug prices and expensive health care costs tackled at the legislature?
I'm really focused on our rural healthcare access. That's something that I have, looked at a lot during the campaign, touring different critical access hospitals, talking to residents about the need for emergency management services and rural ambulance. I am focused on getting that funding for our rural healthcare. I want to make sure that if folks have minutes or seconds that matter, if their spouse has a heart attack, or if someone is in need of critical care in these rural areas, that they have that access. So that's really my focus when it comes to healthcare. How are we ensuring that our critical access hospitals stay open? How are we ensuring that rural ambulance is affordable and available for our residents?
Is that point resonating with your caucus? Because, generally DFL is sort of centered in metro areas. You're coming from a very large and there's wide distances. Mm-hmm. What do you say to your colleagues to really make the point that rural access is important?
Absolutely. This is a key priority for our caucus. We know that there's been a special task force put together for rural emergency management services, led by a representative in the DFL caucus in the House. I've been in touch with many of the leadership about this issue, and I think we're going to find some solutions this session.
Just quickly before we go, there's big changes in the Senate, and one of those, by my very rough count, is there are at least a dozen new lawmakers who have young, I shouldn't say new, just a dozen lawmakers at least, who have young children at home. You were among this group. How might this demographic shift impact policy going forward?
Yeah, you know, it's a little cliche to say, but becoming a father changed my entire perspective. I started thinking more about the future. I started thinking about the type of opportunities that we're providing our kids in Minnesota, and we're a state that's known for doing that. And so I want to make sure we're investing in education. I'm introducing the bill that's going to provide child care tax credits. The governor just announced, that idea yesterday. And so I look forward to championing child care tax credits, paid family leave for our families, and education funding, so that we can make sure all kids have opportunities they need and that we're the best state in the country for raising a family.
Senator Grant Hauschild, it has been a pleasure. Welcome to the Senate. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.